dear beloved. Words carry creative frequencies that are the mechanics of manifestations. The Bible provides a literal blueprint for their biological, spiritual and transformative abilities. By bridging the divine declaration of the Bible verse, John 1:1 with the identity-shifting power of the Bible verse, Exodus 3:14, we find that the words we speak mirror the reality we inhabit. At the heart of this practice is the I am statements. When we pair these sacred prefixes with attributes like wealth or riches, we are assuming a state of being. The bridge between a spoken thought and a lived reality just requires a physical shift within the eyes. By engaging in the disciplined repetition of these affirmations, specifically during the holy hours of 3 to 4 am, we bypass the analytical mind to rewire the prefrontal cortex, which allows the all-seeing eye, the divine shepherd of the Bible verse, Psalm 23, to navigate our subconscious toward the abundance we claim. We just need to attune our vibrational perception through repetition into that frequency to become a material fact. This guide is a neurological analysis of ancient biblical truths with contemporary visualizations to facilitate a total shift in your perception. This 3 a.m. spiritual practice is a step-by-step guide. The hours between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. are often cited in spiritual traditions as a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thinnest. In Hindu tradition, this window, specifically Brahma Muhurat, is considered the most auspicious for meditation and manifestation because universal energy is at its peak and the mind is naturally at peace. Set an alarm for 3 a.m. Upon waking, remain relaxed and maintain a deep, meditative state. The Bible verse, Exodus 3:14, is the invocation. Begin by centering yourself in the I am consciousness. Recognize this, it is your divine authority to align your perception to any desired reality. Vibrational alignment, John 1:1, choose your word, such as wealth or riches. Understand that this word is not just a label, but a frequency your vision is about to embody. The repetition, 200 times, repeat the phrase I am wealth or I am riches at least 200 times. Allow your eyes to harmonize with the feelings. Repeatedly feel it within the eyes. Assumption, Psalm 23, as you reach the end, surrender the intention to the all-seeing eye, the Lord as your shepherd. Feel yourself being led into the green pastures of the abundance you have just claimed. The neurology of the 200 repetition threshold. The challenge of repeating a phrase 200 times is rooted in the biological necessity of bypassing the prefrontal cortex to reach the subconscious mind. The focus intentions of the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the manager of the brain, responsible for focus and cognitive control. However, it also acts as a filter. For a new belief like I am riches to take hold, it must move from active concentration of the prefrontal cortex to automatic, long-term memory in the hippocampus and neocortex. Neuroplasticity is when neurons fire together through repetition, to form stronger physical connections. Repeating a specific frequency, a word 200 times, provides the consistent stimulation needed to carve a new neural pathway. The 3 a.m. advantage, neurologically, waking during these early hours finds the brain in a theta state or transitioning from deep sleep. In this state, the analytical watchman of the prefrontal cortex is less active, allowing the repeated frequency to bypass conscious skepticism and embed directly into the subconscious as a truth. Consistency and saturation. While some sources suggest 21 days for habit formation, the high-volume repetition of 200 times in a single session creates a repetition enhancement effect, robustly accelerating the consolidation of that memory or state across the hippocampal cortical network. In the beginning was the Word, the blueprint of all that exists. By connecting the linguistic power of John 1:1 with the divine identity of Exodus 3:14, we discover that our speech is the architect of our reality. This study explores how repeating I am wealth 200 times between 3 and 4 a.m. acts as a spiritual and neurological hammer, reshaping the prefrontal cortex to align with the abundance promised in Psalm 23. The neurological perspective. The Bible is a manual for brain plasticity. By viewing John 1:1 as the science of meaning and Exodus 3:14 as the command for self-identification, we can use repetitive focus to bypass conscious resistance. Through 200 deliberate repetitions during the brain's quiet hours, we rewire our neural pathways so the all-seeing eye can shepherd us toward a state of literal riches. The mystical approach. Between the hours of 3 and 4 a.m., the veil is thin and the subconscious is wide open. This is the optimal time to practice the I am alchemy of Exodus 3:14. By saturating our spirit with the vibration of riches through 200 repetitions, we manifest the truth of John 1:1, that the Word eventually becomes flesh, guided by the shepherd of our soul. The vibrational frequency angle. Every word is a vibration, and I am is the master frequency. When we follow that frequency with wealth, we are tuning our biological radio to a new station. This practice requires 200 repetitions to stabilize the signal in the prefrontal cortex, allowing the divine guidance of Psalm 23 to navigate us toward that specific vibrational destination. The Word as flesh manifestation. John 1:1 tells us that words carry the DNA of creation. When we invoke Exodus 3:14, we are choosing which DNA to express. By repeating I am riches 200 times in the pre-dawn stillness, we force our physical brain to accept a new identity, clearing the way for the Lord as our shepherd to lead us into the manifestation of those words. The prefrontal transformation. The challenge of personal change is often a challenge of biological focus. By utilizing the scriptural power of the Word and the I am declaration, we can initiate a prefrontal cortex reset. Committing to 200 repetitions of wealth-focused phrases during the 3 a.m. hour ensures that our focus intentions are locked in, allowing our higher consciousness to shepherd us toward our goals. The alchemical formula. The formula for abundance is hidden in plain sight. Identity, Exodus 3:14, plus meaning, John 1:1, plus repetition, 200 times, equals reality, Psalm 23. This guide examines how the specific discipline of early morning chanting transforms the abstract word wealth into a concrete state of being, anchored in the very cells of our brain. The shepherd's guidance. Psalm 23 promises that the Lord is our shepherd, but to be led, we must first set the coordinates. By repeating I am wealth 200 times, we are giving our shepherd the map. Through the lens of John 1:1, we understand that our words create the path, and through the timing of 3 a.m., we ensure our prefrontal cortex is tuned to receive the directions. The biospiritual bridge. This exploration bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern biology. It posits that the I am of Exodus is a neurological trigger and the Word of John is the data. By repeating these truths 200 times, we create a biospiritual resonance that allows our all-seeing eye to manifest a life of riches and abundance. The sacred identity practice. To say I am is to claim the nature of God. To say wealth is to define that nature. The secret lies in the endurance of repetition. By repeating our chosen state 200 times in the 3 a.m. window, we move beyond mere positive thinking into assuming the state, allowing the divine shepherd to bring us to the green pastures of our own making. The quantum word. In the beginning was the Word. Words are subatomic particles of our experiences. Using Exodus 3:14 as a portal, we can inject the particle of riches into our subconscious. The 200 repetition challenge is the observation required in quantum physics to collapse the wave of possibility into the solid reality of wealth. The 3 a.m. awakening while the world sleeps, the manifester works. This guide details the power of the 3 to 4 a.m. window, where the prefrontal cortex is most malleable. By repeating I am wealth 200 times, we align with the primordial word and allow the Psalm 23 shepherd to guide our frequency into a physical harvest. The scriptural rewiring. The Bible offers more than stories, it offers a system of cognitive restructuring. By identifying with the I am of Exodus and the creative word of John, we can use 200 repetitions to break old mental cycles. This process clears the all-seeing eye to shepherd us through the valley of lack into the mountains of abundance. The frequency of riches. Wealth is a frequency held in the eyes that eventually becomes a reality. By understanding John 1:1, we see that wealth is a word with a specific creative power. By repeating it 200 times within the I am framework, we calibrate our internal vibrations to match that power, guided by the eternal shepherd of Psalm 23. The master key of repetition. The master key to the kingdom is the persistence of the word. In the silence of 3 a.m., the 200 repetition challenge serves as the final turn of the lock. As the prefrontal cortex adjusts to our new intention of I am riches, the shepherd within takes over, leading us effortless toward the fulfillment of our divine decree. This contemplation explores the synthesis of metaphysical interpretation, biblical scripture, and neuro-linguistic programming, focusing on the transformative power of the word as a creative, vibrational force. The word as creative substance. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Contemplate this not merely as a historical statement, but as a metaphysical formula. The Logos, Word, is the divine self-expression, the original blueprint of existence. God is ultimate intelligence, and the Word is the thought manifestation, the conscious formula that creates reality. All words have meaning, and all meaning is energy. When the Word becomes flesh, it means our words, thoughts, and intentions materialize into our physical experiences. The Word is the vibration, the manifestation is the result. I am, the state of being. Exodus 3:14, God said to Moses, I am who I am. This phrase is the ultimate declaration of self-existence, eternity, and immutability. It is not merely a name, it is a state of being, the eternal, unchanging source of existence. When we adopt the I am phrase, we are not speaking to an external God, we are claiming the God power within us. Whatever follows I am becomes the blueprint for our reality. By stating I am wealth, I am health, or I am peace, we are not begging for a future state, we are declaring our present state of being, effectively instructing the creative energy of the universe to organize around that concept. The prefrontal cortex and repetition. The challenge is changing the subconscious mind, which often operates on old patterns. The prefrontal cortex is crucial for maintaining focus, intentions, and self-related processing. Neuroplasticity. Repeating a phrase, like I am wealth, at least 200 times is not mere rote repetition, it is an act of neurological conditioning. It fires and wires new neurons, shifting the brain's focus and adjusting our intentions until the new, desired state feels natural and true to the subconscious mind. The 3 to 4 a.m. window. The all-seeing eye. The hours between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. are often described as the optimal time for this practice, as the conscious mind is quiet, and the brain waves naturally slow down, often into theta. During these hours, resistance is lowest, making it easier for the all-seeing eye, our inner observer, or God as our shepherd, to guide us and embed these intentions into the deeper subconscious. This is aligning our human awareness with the divine awareness, the shepherd of Psalms 23, leading us to green pastures, wealth, abundance. Summary of the process: understand the word, recognize that words, wealth, are energy, meaning, and vibration. Claim the identity, combine the word with I am to assume the state of being. Repetition, 200 times. Perform this diligently to rewire the prefrontal cortex and solidify the intention in the subconscious. Timing, 3 to 4 a.m. Utilize the quiet morning hours to maximize subconscious absorption and allow the shepherd, higher consciousness, to guide the manifestation. By repeating I am wealth or I am riches 200 times in the quiet of the early morning, you are not just saying words, you are aligning with the Word of God, adopting the I am identity, and directing your life's path to embody the truth of that state. To maintain an unwavering focus on the prefrontal cortex during your 200 repetitions, utilize imagery that bridges biological stimulation with spiritual intention. The prefrontal cortex is the brain's CEO. It is responsible for planning, decision-making, and executive control, and it is physically strengthened through such focused attention. The throne of light, center of intent. Imagine your prefrontal cortex as a radiant throne room or a seat of golden light directly behind your forehead. The imagery: every time you repeat I am wealth, visualize a pulse of golden light expanding from this throne. The effect: this anchors your consciousness in the prefrontal cortex, shifting it away from the default mode network, the wandering mind, and into the seat of intentional command. The neural engraving, structural change. Because the brain can rewire itself through positive imagery and repetition, visualize the words physically altering your brain's structure. The imagery: picture each repetition as a golden stylus etching the words wealth or riches into the tissue of the prefrontal cortex. The effect: this mental rehearsal strengthens the specific neural pathways associated with your goal, making the state of abundance feel familiar and biological rather than just a wish. Cognitive tunneling, the narrow beam, narrowing your visual and mental field. Reclaim cognitive resources otherwise used for scanning your environment. The imagery: visualize a conical beam of light or a tunnel starting from the prefrontal cortex and pointing directly toward your desired state of being. The effect: by closing the browser windows of the mind, you direct 100% of your prefrontal processing power to the repetition. The all-seeing observer, detached mastery. Mindfulness involves observing thoughts to bring consciousness back to the prefrontal cortex. The imagery: visualize yourself as an observer sitting inside the prefrontal cortex, watching each of the 200 repetitions pass by like a glowing ship on a river. The effect: this prevents the mind from drifting into the blackout of distraction and ensures the all-seeing eye remains the shepherd of your focus. To enhance these visuals, incorporate sensory details. Feel the warmth of the light in your forehead, hear the resonance of the word in your skull, and connect with the emotions of gratitude and pride as if the wealth is already yours. These scripts are designed to be read with a slow, rhythmic cadence. They use fractionation and pacing to help the eyes accept the 200 repetition. The Divine Blueprint, Focus, John 1:1. Take a deep breath and settle into the silence. In the beginning was the Word, and that Word is now within you. Every word you speak has a weight, a meaning, a frequency. As you drift deeper, realize that wealth is not just a concept, it is a creative vibration. You are preparing your mind to repeat this vibration 200 times, carving it into your very soul. The shepherd is waiting to lead you. The Great I Am, Focus, Exodus 3:14. As your eyelids grow heavy, remember the power of I Am. This is the door to the infinite. Whatever you place after these words, you become. In the 3 a.m. stillness, you are stepping through that door. I am wealth. I am riches. Feel the state of being washing over you now, as we prepare the prefrontal cortex to lock this intention into place. The 3 a.m. gateway. It is the holy hour, 3 a.m. The world is quiet, and your analytical mind is asleep. In this space, the 200 repetitions are not a task, but a song. With every I am riches your brain rewires. The all-seeing eye is awake within you, guiding you like a shepherd through the valley of lack into the mountains of abundance. Repeat, believe, and become. The prefrontal reset. Focus on the space between your brows. Your prefrontal cortex is becoming soft, malleable, ready for new instructions. We are clearing away the old noise. As you begin your 200 counts, feel the neural pathways shifting. I am wealth is becoming your only truth. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is now taking the staff, leading your focus toward the green pastures of your desire. The frequency of riches. Listen to the sound of your own inner voice. Every word carries a vibration. Riches, feel that vibration in your chest. Wealth, feel it in your hands. You are tuning your instrument. 200 times, you will strike this note in the early morning light. By the time the sun rises, your frequency will be identical to the state of abundance. You are led. You are provided for. The shepherd's path. Psalm 23, the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. But the path is paved with your words. In the beginning was the Word, and your word today is wealth. As you repeat this 200 times, you are laying stones on the path. Your prefrontal cortex is locking onto the shepherd's signal. Walk forward into the state of being where your cup runs over. The molecular word. Imagine the word wealth entering your bloodstream. John 1:1 says the word became flesh. As you repeat I am wealth in this hypnotic state, the word is literally becoming your biology. 200 repetitions are the stitches that sew this truth into your cells. Between 3 and 4 a.m., your transformation is completed. The all-seeing eye sees only abundance. Bypassing the critic, your conscious mind is drifting away, leaving only the I am. The critic who says this is impossible is falling asleep. Now, in the silence of the early hour, we plant the seed. 200 times. I am riches. The repetition is the rain, the 3 a.m. energy is the sun. Your prefrontal cortex accepts this as the only reality. The shepherd leads you to the harvest. The counting anchor. With every count, you sink deeper. 1. I am wealth. 2. I am wealth. By the time you reach 200, the old you will have vanished. You are assuming the state. The frequency is now steady. The vibrations are now your own. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is guiding your feet to the bank of the river of life. It is done. The all-seeing eye. Open your third eye, the all-seeing eye. It sees the end from the beginning. It knows that wealth is already yours. Your job is only the repetition. 200 pulses of truth. In the 3 a.m. window, you are synchronizing your heartbeat with the heartbeat of the Creator. I am riches. The prefrontal cortex is now a mirror reflecting only divine abundance. The neural harvest. Your eyes is a garden. The words I am are the soil. The word wealth is the seed. 200 repetitions are the labor of love. As you sit in the 3 a.m. stillness, feel the roots taking hold. Your focus is sharp. Your intention is clear. The shepherd is leading you out of the desert and into the land of plenty. The meaning is now your reality. The command of Moses. Stand at the burning bush of your own mind. Hear the voice, I am who I am. Now, give that voice a direction. I am wealth. Repeat it until it vibrates in your bones. 200 times to break the chains of the past. 200 times to adjust the prefrontal cortex. The shepherd is clearing the way. The path of Psalm 23 is open before you. The vibration of the Logos in the beginning was the Logos, the Word. That same power is in your mouth. Between 3 and 4 a.m., the universe is listening. As you repeat I am riches 200 times, you are broadcasting a new signal. Your prefrontal cortex is tuning into the shepherd's frequency. You no longer seek wealth, you are wealth. The vibration is locked. The 200-fold increase. Imagine a small spark of light for every repetition. By 200, you are a son of golden light. This light is the state of riches. Your prefrontal cortex is now bathed in this glow. The shepherd sees your light and leads you to the physical manifestation. In the 3 a.m. silence, your word has become your world. John 1:1 is fulfilled in you. Deep, deep down, you know the truth. You and the word are one. Exodus 3:14 is your current identity. Psalm 23 is your current experience. As you commit to the 200 repetitions tonight at 3 a.m., feel the ease of it. There is no struggle, only the assumption of the state. The all-seeing eye is satisfied. You are the Word made flesh. You are wealth. These scripts are designed for use in a deeply relaxed state, focusing specifically on the biological gateway of the prefrontal cortex to bridge the gap between spoken word and lived reality. The gateway of the frontal lobe relaxes the muscles of your face, especially the area behind your forehead. This is your command center, your prefrontal cortex. As we enter the 3 a.m. hour, we prepare this space for a new tenant. John 1:1 tells us the Word is God, therefore, your word is law. As you begin your 200 repetitions of I am wealth, feel the physical tissue of your eyes absorbing the frequency. The shepherd is standing by, ready to lead the way. The command center, Exodus 3:14, focus your inner gaze on the front of your brain. In this quiet space, the I am of Exodus 3:14 vibrates. Whatever you speak now becomes your biological truth. I am riches. Repeat it. Let the prefrontal cortex hold this focus like a steady beam of light. As the repetition reaches 200, the all-seeing eye takes the staff of the shepherd, leading your physical life into the manifestation of those riches. The 3 a.m. biosync. It is 3 a.m., the hour of pure potential. Your analytical mind is quiet, but your prefrontal cortex is awake for one purpose: focus. Every time you say I am wealth, you are physically wiring a new reality into your gray matter. 200 times, you strike the bell of your soul. The frequency is rising. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is now guiding you through the gates of abundance. The neural engram of wealth. Visualize your prefrontal cortex as a fertile field. Every repetition of I am riches is a seed. To ensure they take root, we repeat the word 200 times. Feel the vibration of the word riches resonating in your forehead. You are not just saying it, you are assuming the state. Your shepherd knows the way to the green pastures. Your repetition is simply the act of following. The all-seeing eye focus. Close your eyes and look toward the center of your forehead. This is the all-seeing eye. Through John 1:1, we know the word has creative power. As you whisper I am wealth 200 times, watch the prefrontal cortex light up. You are adjusting your eye's frequency to match the frequency of the Lord, your shepherd. Riches are becoming your only visible path. The 200 count transformation. Your only task is the count. 1, I am wealth. 2. I am wealth. With every number, your prefrontal cortex becomes more saturated with the meaning of the word. By count 200, the old identity is gone. You have assumed the frequency of abundance. The shepherd of Psalm 23 sees your readiness and begins the journey toward your overflow. The vibration of the logos in the beginning was the word, and that word is now your focus. Direct all your energy to the prefrontal cortex. Between 3 and 4 a.m., the world's static is gone. Repeat I am riches 200 times. Feel the physical vibration in your skull. This is the I am taking on form. Your internal shepherd is now leading you, and your cup is already starting to run over. The shepherd's frequency, the Lord is your shepherd, and his language is the vibration of truth. As you repeat I am wealth 200 times, you are aligning your prefrontal cortex with his frequency. Your eyes are adjusting. The intentions are locking in. In this pre-dawn silence, you are becoming the very definition of riches. The path is clear. Walk it with the shepherd. The prefrontal anchor your awareness in your eyes. This is where your I am becomes flesh. Repeat your phrase, I am riches. Do it 200 times without wavering. This is the challenge. This is the work. As the eyes adjusts, the all-seeing eye opens, revealing that the shepherd has already prepared the table for you. The pre-dawn alchemy. Under the cover of 3 a.m., we perform the alchemy of the soul. John 1:1 is your formula. Exodus 3:14 is your catalyst. Repeat I am wealth 200 times, focusing entirely on the sensation in your prefrontal cortex. You are shifting your molecular vibration. The shepherd is moving you from the shadow of the valley into the light of infinite supply. The discipline of the word meaning is energy. Wealth is a frequency. To inhabit it, the prefrontal cortex must be disciplined. 200 repetitions is the key. In the stillness of the early morning, speak your riches into existence. I am riches. The brain wires it, the shepherd fires it. Psalm 23 is no longer a poem, it is your daily reality. The magnetic I am, your prefrontal cortex is becoming a magnet. By repeating I am wealth 200 times, you are charging that magnet. In the beginning was the word, and your word is now wealth. Feel the state of being take hold of your body. The all-seeing eye is focused. The shepherd is leading. You are now inseparable from the riches you speak. Overcoming the threshold. The challenge is the repetition. 200 times to break the old filters of the prefrontal cortex. Use the 3 a.m. energy to fuel your focus. I am riches. I am riches. With every repetition, the meaning deepens. With every repetition, your vision and the shepherds become one. The green pastures of Psalm 23 are appearing before your very eyes. Biological assumption: what you assume, you become. In the prefrontal cortex, the intention is set. 200 repetitions of I am wealth create a new biological map. Between 3 and 4 a.m., your shepherd reads this map and guides you home. You are assuming the state, the frequency, and the vibration of divine supply. It is done. The shepherd's final command: listen to the silence after your 200 repetitions. Your prefrontal cortex is now vibrating with the frequency of John 1:1 and Exodus 3:14. You have claimed your identity. I am riches. The all-seeing eye is wide open. Now, let the shepherd of Psalm 23 take the lead. You have spoken the word, now, live the life. These scripts are designed with a rhythmic, deepening cadence. They focus on the biological gateway of the prefrontal cortex and the spiritual authority of the I Am to anchor the frequency of wealth during the sacred 3 a.m. window. The neural architect focus your awareness behind your forehead, into the prefrontal cortex. This is where your word becomes your world. In the beginning was the word, and now, your word is wealth. As you repeat I am wealth 200 times in this 3 a.m. stillness, feel your brain physically restructuring. You are building a neural temple for the shepherd to dwell in. Each repetition is a brick, each breath is the cement. The all-seeing eye is watching your world take shape. The 3 a.m. frequency dial, the world is asleep, but your prefrontal cortex is wide awake, tuning into a higher station. Imagine a dial in the center of your eyes. As you begin your 200 repetitions of I am riches, you are turning that dial to the frequency of Psalm 23. Feel the vibration of abundance humming in your bones. You are no longer wishing, you are assuming. The shepherd recognizes this signal and begins to lead you toward the green pastures of your own making. The seal of Exodus, deep in the silence, hear the echo of I am who I am. This is your divine permission to be. Now, attach the word wealth to that power. Direct this command into your prefrontal cortex. With 200 repetitions, we seal this truth. It is no longer a thought, it is a state of being. Your shepherd is at the gate, waiting for you to finish your decree so he can lead you onto the path of overflowing cups. The Logos saturation in the beginning was the word, and the word had meaning. Feel the weight and the texture of the word riches. As you repeat it 200 times, let it saturate your frontal lobe like golden oil. Between 3 and 4 a.m., your brain is most porous. Every I am riches sinks deeper, bypassing doubt, until your focus and your reality become one. The all-seeing eye sees only the riches you have claimed. The shepherd's staff, visualize the prefrontal cortex as the shepherd's staff, the tool of direction. Your repetitions are the tapping of that staff on the ground, marking your path. 200 times you declare, I am wealth. With each beat, your focus intentions lock into place. The Lord is your shepherd, and he is now following the map you are carving into your eyes during this holy hour. You shall not want, for you have become the word. The 200 pulse activation, every word is a pulse of energy. Your prefrontal cortex is the transmitter. We are sending out 200 pulses of I am riches into the quantum field. In this 3 a.m. window, there is no static to block your signal. With every repetition, your vibration rises. You are assuming the frequency of the divine. The all-seeing eye is now aligned, and the path of Psalm 23 is opening beneath your feet. The biological assumption: what you repeat, you become. This is the law of the word. Focus entirely on your eyes. As you cycle through 200 repetitions of I am wealth, feel your biology accepting the new data. You are training the prefrontal cortex to recognize only abundance. The shepherd is leading you now, not because you asked, but because your vibration demands it. You are the embodiment of the green pastures. The alchemical hour, it is the hour of the alchemist, 3 a.m. We are turning the lead of want into the gold of I am. Your prefrontal cortex is the crucible. Repeat the word riches 200 times. Let the meaning catch fire. As the vibration intensifies, the all-seeing eye clears your vision. The Lord as your shepherd is moving you through the valley of lack, straight into the light of infinite supply. The neural engram of abundance, imagine the phrase I am wealth being etched into your eyes with a light. 200 times you trace this pattern in your prefrontal cortex. The repetition is the only challenge. Once the 200th word is spoken, the pattern is permanent. You have assumed the state. The shepherd of Psalm 23 now has a clear path to follow. Your cup begins to fill in the silence of the morning. The covenant of meaning John 1:1 is a covenant, the Word is God. Your word has creative authority. Focus on the space between your eyes. Repeat I am riches 200 times to activate the prefrontal cortex. You are making a covenant with your own soul. Between 3 and 4 a.m., this agreement is finalized. The shepherd is bound by his nature to lead you to the riches you have identified as yourself. The all-seeing observer step back and watch your own eyes. See your prefrontal cortex glowing as you repeat I am wealth 200 times. You are the observer and the creator. By assuming the state of wealth in the early morning darkness, you give the all-seeing eye a new lens. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is now visible, guiding you toward the still waters of financial peace. Bypassing the resistance, your conscious mind is quiet at 3 a.m. The resistance is gone. Now, we speak directly to the prefrontal cortex. 200 repetitions of I am riches. It is a steady, rhythmic hammer of truth. Each strike breaks an old belief. Each strike brings you closer to the shepherd's path. You are becoming the frequency. You are assuming the meaning. You are the Word made flesh. The vibrational anchor. Anchor your soul to the words I am. Anchor your eyes to the word wealth. 200 repetitions in the 3 a.m. stillness. Feel the prefrontal cortex vibrating with this new weight. You are grounding the frequency of heaven into the reality of earth. The Lord is your shepherd, and He is guiding your anchored soul into a life where your table is always prepared and your cup always overflows. The 3 a.m. rebirth. While the world is in darkness, you are being reborn in light. Your prefrontal cortex is the womb of your new identity. 200 times you whisper, I am riches. You are assuming the state, the meaning, and the vibration of the divine. As the clock nears 4 a.m., the transformation is complete. The shepherd is already walking you down the path of Psalm 23. You have arrived. The prefrontal cortex is fully adjusted. Your focus is absolute. You have finished your 200 repetitions of I am wealth. The frequency is locked. The vibration is your own. The all-seeing eye is clear, and the Lord is your shepherd. You are now walking the path where goodness and mercy, and infinite riches, shall follow you all the days of your life. These scripts are tailored to emphasize the neurological adjustment of the prefrontal cortex during the specific 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. window, using the word as a vibrational tool for the shepherd to lead you. The prefrontal sculptor. Focus your inner vision on the space just behind your forehead. This is your prefrontal cortex, the sculptor of your destiny. As you begin your 200 repetitions of I am wealth, imagine each word as a gentle wave of light reshaping the physical gray matter. Between 3 and 4 a.m., your brain is like soft clay. With every I am, the all-seeing eye is carving a new path. The shepherd is already walking where you are pointing. The 3 a.m. bio-vibration. In the deep silence of 3 a.m., the static of the world is gone. Your prefrontal cortex is now highly sensitive to the frequency of the word. As you repeat I am riches, feel the vibrations start in your forehead and spread to every cell. 200 times you strike this note, until your entire biology assumes the state of abundance. You are tuning your instrument so the shepherd can play the symphony of Psalm 23 through your life. The Logos anchor. John 1:1 declares that the word is the beginning of all things. Right now, your word is wealth. Anchor this word into your prefrontal cortex. As you cycle through 200 repetitions, you are bypassing the analytical mind and speaking directly to the seat of intention. You are not asking, you are assuming. The frequency is locking in. The all-seeing eye is wide open, and the shepherd is leading you to the waters of plenty. The 200 count neural reset. Imagine your prefrontal cortex as a high-speed processor. We are installing a new program, Riches. To complete the installation, the code must be run 200 times. In this sacred morning hour, your focus is absolute. 1. I am riches. 2. I am riches. By the time you reach 200, the old software of lack has been overwritten. The shepherd now has the green light to lead you into your inheritance. The shepherd's frequency dial. Your prefrontal cortex is the dial for your life's frequency. Between 3 and 4 a.m., the signal is clearest. As you repeat I am wealth 200 times, you are turning the dial past doubt and straight into assumption. Feel the shift in your state of being. You are now vibrating at the level of the all-seeing eye. The Lord is your shepherd, and He is navigating your life toward the overflow promised in Psalm 23. The burning bush of the eyes in the center of your forehead, see a flame, the I am of Exodus 3:14. Feed this flame with the word riches. 200 times, you cast this word into the fire. Watch as your prefrontal cortex glows with the heat of this intention. The meaning is becoming your reality. The all-seeing eye sees the gold within the flame. The shepherd is guiding you toward the physical harvest of this spiritual fire. The 3 a.m. saturation. Your brain is a sponge in these early morning hours. We are saturating the prefrontal cortex with the essence of wealth. As you repeat your 200 counts, feel the meaning of wealth soaking into your neural pathways. You are assuming the state. The vibration is becoming your identity. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is now walking through a mind that knows no lack, leading you to an external world that matches your internal riches. The neural engram of abundance. Every time you say I am riches, a path of light is etched into your frontal lobe. 200 repetitions ensure the path is deep and permanent. In this 3 a.m. window, you are the architect of your own vision. As the prefrontal cortex adjusts, your focus intentions become law. The all-seeing eye is fixed on the goal. The shepherd is at your side, ensuring every step leads to your cup running over. The command of the word in the beginning was the word, and that word had power. Your prefrontal cortex is the throne where that power sits. From this throne, decree I am wealth 200 times. This is the challenge of the hour. As you persist, the frequency of the word becomes the frequency of your heart. The all-seeing eye aligns with the divine, and the shepherd leads you out of the valley and onto the mountain of riches. The vibration of assumption. Relax your forehead and breathe in the meaning of riches. Exodus 3:14 says I am. Whatever follows, you become. 200 times, you claim this state in the 3 a.m. stillness. Feel your prefrontal cortex vibrating with the truth of it. You are shifting your state from seeking to having. The shepherd of Psalm 23 recognizes your voice and guides you to the table he has already prepared for you. The 3 a.m. threshold. You have crossed the threshold into the hour of manifestation. Your prefrontal cortex is the gate. Repeat I am wealth 200 times to open it. As you count, the resistance of the ego fades away. Only the vibration remains. You are assuming the state of the Word made flesh. The all-seeing eye is clear. The shepherd is leading. The path is paved with the riches you have spoken into existence. The synaptic harvest within the front of your brain. Each repetition of I am riches is a synaptic connection being formed. 200 connections create a network of abundance. In the 3 a.m. quiet, this network becomes your dominant reality. Your prefrontal cortex is now adjusted to the frequency of the Lord as your shepherd. Goodness and mercy are no longer behind you, they are the path you are walking now. The mirror of the I Am. See your prefrontal cortex as a mirror. Right now, we are reflecting the word wealth. 200 times you hold this image steady in the 3 a.m. light. The more you repeat it, the clearer the reflection becomes, until you can no longer tell the difference between the word and yourself. You have assumed the state. The all-seeing eye is focused. The shepherd is leading you to the manifestation. The 200 pulse signal. Your prefrontal cortex is a transmitter. 200 times you send out the signal, I am riches. In this pre-dawn hour, the universe is a perfect conductor. Feel the frequency leaving your forehead and returning as a physical state of being. You are in the I Am consciousness. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is responding to your signal, guiding you into the reality of overflowing abundance. Your prefrontal cortex is now perfectly aligned with the intention of wealth. You have completed the 200 repetitions in the sacred window of 3 a.m. The vibration is locked. The frequency is yours. The all-seeing eye and the Lord as your shepherd are now one, leading you down the path where your cup overflows and your life is a living testament to the Word. These scripts focus on the biological alchemy of the prefrontal cortex, utilizing the silence of the 3 a.m. hour to bridge the gap between the Word and the state of being. The prefrontal engraving focus all your awareness on the space behind your forehead. This is your command center, the prefrontal cortex. As we enter the 3 a.m. window, imagine the word wealth as a laser of light. As you begin your 200 repetitions, feel this light engraving the meaning of wealth into your very brain matter. With every I am, the groove becomes deeper. You are carving the path for your shepherd to follow. The 3 a.m. frequency lockdown. The world is still, and your analytical mind is offline. Now, the prefrontal cortex is wide open for a new frequency. Repeat I am riches softly. 200 times. Feel the frequency vibrating against your skull. This is the word becoming flesh. You are not just saying it, you are assuming the vibration of gold. The all-seeing eye is now locked onto this signal, and the shepherd is guiding you home. The throne of I Am. Exodus 3:14 is your sovereign right. Sit on the throne of your prefrontal cortex and issue your decree. Your word today is wealth. 200 repetitions are the stamps of your royal seal. As you count, feel your state of being shift from wanting to having. By the 200th decree, your focus is absolute. The shepherd of Psalm 23 hears his master's voice and begins the march toward your abundance. The neural bridge to Psalm 23. Visualize a bridge stretching from your prefrontal cortex to the green pastures of your future. The planks of this bridge are your repetitions. 1. I am wealth. 2. I am wealth. You need 200 planks to reach the other side. In this holy hour, your focus is the glue. As the bridge completes, the all-seeing eye sees the destination clearly, and your shepherd leads you across. The alchemical hour, 3 to 4 a.m., this is the hour where spirit meets matter. Your prefrontal cortex is the crucible. Drop the word riches into the center of your eyes. Repeat it 200 times until it glows with heat. You are transforming the energy of the word into the vibration of your soul. You are assuming the state. The shepherd is no longer ahead of you, he is moving through you, toward your manifestation. The 200 count saturation. Your brain is like a sponge in the pre-dawn quiet. We are soaking the prefrontal cortex in the essence of wealth. Speak it 200 times. Let the meaning saturate every neuron. As the repetition continues, the struggle fades and the assumption takes over. The all-seeing eye is now bathed in the light of riches, and the shepherd leads you toward the still waters of financial peace. The binary code of creation in the beginning was the Word, the code of all reality. Your prefrontal cortex is the processor. We are inputting the code, I am riches, 200 times to ensure the system accepts it. Between 3 and 4 a.m., there is no firewall of doubt. As the code locks in, your shepherd begins to execute the program of Psalm 23. Your cup begins to fill, starting right now. The mirror of divine identity. Look into the mirror of your prefrontal cortex. See the I am looking back. Now, place the word wealth between you and the mirror. Repeat it 200 times until the word and your reflection merge into one. You have assumed the state. You are the word. The all-seeing eye sees only wealth. The shepherd sees only the path to more, and he leads you there effortless. The synaptic garden, the front of your brain, is fertile ground. John 1:1 is the seed, your word riches is the fruit. 200 repetitions are the water and the sun. In the 3 a.m. hour, the roots take hold instantly. Your prefrontal cortex is now an orchard of abundance. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is the gardener, leading you to the harvest you have just spoken into existence. The vibration of the staff, the shepherd's staff, is your focus. The tapping of the staff is your repetition. I am wealth. Tap. I am wealth. Tap. 200 times. Feel the vibration of each tap in your forehead. You are setting the rhythm for your life. The all-seeing eye follows the sound. The shepherd leads you toward the table prepared for you, where your cup overflows with the meaning of your words. The prefrontal beacon. Imagine a beacon of light in the center of your forehead. Every time you say I am riches, the beacon grows brighter. 200 repetitions to reach full power. At 3:30 am, your light is so bright it pierces the veil. This is the frequency of assumption. The all-seeing eye is your compass, the shepherd is your guide. You are now walking in the light of your own declared riches. Bypassing the watchman, the logical mind, the watchman, is asleep. Now we slip the word wealth into the vault of the prefrontal cortex. 200 repetitions is the combination to the lock. As the vault opens, you assume the state of infinite supply. You are the I am. The shepherd knows the vault is open and begins to bring the riches into your physical world. The 200 wave resonance. Every word is a wave in the ocean of consciousness. Your prefrontal cortex is the shore. Send 200 waves of I am wealth toward the center of your being. Feel the resonance building. By the 200th wave, your entire state is vibrating at the frequency of abundance. The all-seeing eye is clear. The shepherd is ready. The path of Psalm 23 is now the only path you can see. The Logos breath. Inhale the I am. Exhale the word riches. Direct the breath into your eyes. 200 breaths of power. In the 3 a.m. silence, your breath is the wind of creation from John 1:1. You are assuming the state with every lungful. Your prefrontal cortex is now adjusted to your focus. The shepherd is leading you into the green pastures of your spoken truth. It is nearly 4 a.m. The work is done. Your prefrontal cortex has adjusted. 200 times you have claimed your identity, I am wealth. The frequency is locked. The vibration is permanent. The all-seeing eye is open and the Lord is your shepherd. You are now walking the path where goodness, mercy, and riches follow you everywhere you go. It is finished. These scripts are crafted to be used as rhythmic, spoken meditations. They focus on the biological gateway of the prefrontal cortex, the throne of your focus, to bridge the gap between spiritual law and physical manifestation. The throne of the frontal lobe. Relax into the stillness of 3 a.m. Focus all your heat and awareness on the space behind your forehead. This is your command center. John 1:1 says the word is the beginning. Today, your word is wealth. As you begin your 200 repetitions, feel your prefrontal cortex gripping this intention. You are not just speaking, you are installing a new law. The all-seeing eye is watching the shepherd clear the path before you. The 3 a.m. neural etching. In this holy hour, your brain is soft and ready for the word. Focus on your forehead. Repeat I am riches with the rhythm of a heartbeat. 200 times. With every repetition, feel the meaning etching itself into your neural pathways. You are assuming the state. The vibration is becoming your biology. Your shepherd is now leading you into the green pastures of the meaning you have claimed. The sovereign decree, Exodus 3:14, hear the voice of the I am within your eyes. It is a blank check from the Creator. Write wealth upon it. Focus this decree directly into your eyes. 200 times, you strike the seal of this truth. Between 3 and 4 a.m., there is no resistance. Your eyes are adjusting. The shepherd of Psalm 23 sees your seal and guides you to the waters of abundance. The frequency of the Logos. The word has a frequency. Wealth has a vibration. Reach up into your prefrontal cortex and tune the dial. Repeat I am wealth 200 times to lock the signal. In the pre-dawn silence, your vibration is reaching the all-seeing eye. You have assumed the state. You are now the frequency of riches. The shepherd is navigating your life to match the music you are now singing. The 200 count anchor. Imagine a golden anchor in your forehead. Every time you say I am riches, that anchor sinks deeper into your subconscious. 200 times to secure it. In the 3 a.m. window, you are anchoring your soul to the word. Your prefrontal cortex is now fixed on the intention. The Lord as your shepherd is pulling you toward the shore of your greatest supply. You shall not want. The burning bush of the eyes. There is a light in the center of your forehead, the light of the all-seeing eye. Feed that light with the word wealth. 200 repetitions are the fuel. As you count, feel your state of being catching fire. Your prefrontal cortex is glowing with the vibration of riches. The shepherd is leading you by this light, out of the darkness of lack and into the morning of your manifestation. The binary code of creation. In the beginning was the code, the word. We are reprogramming your reality at 3 a.m. Input the command, I am wealth. Run the code 200 times. Watch your prefrontal cortex accept the data. Your focus is now your destiny. The all-seeing eye sees the code is complete. The shepherd of Psalm 23 is now executing the program, bringing your cup to an overflow. The shepherd's staff focus. Visualize your focus as a staff in the hand of the shepherd. Every repetition of I am riches is a step forward. 200 steps in the silence of the early morning. Your prefrontal cortex is the ground you walk upon. As you assume the state, the ground changes. You are no longer in the valley, you are on the mountain. The all-seeing eye sees the path is clear. Follow your shepherd. The synaptic harvest. Your eyes are the field. The word wealth is the seed. Between 3 and 4 a.m., the growth is instantaneous. Repeat I am wealth 200 times to water the ground of your prefrontal cortex. You are adjusting your eyes to see the frequency of harvest. The meaning is taking root. The shepherd is already preparing the table before you. The harvest is here. The vibration of assumption. Stop trying and start being. Exodus 3, 14 is the key. Direct your I am toward riches. 200 repetitions to bypass the ego. In this hypnotic 3 a.m. state, your prefrontal cortex is a mirror reflecting only abundance. The vibration is now your own. The all-seeing eye is satisfied. The shepherd leads you to the physical evidence of the state you have assumed. The 3 a.m. threshold. You are standing at the threshold of the word. Focus on your eyes. Every repetition of I am wealth is a knock on the door. 200 knocks. In this sacred hour, the door must open. As it does, you see through the frequency of the divine shepherd. Your focus intentions are now reality. The path of Psalm 23 is wide and golden before you. The neural engram of riches. We are carving a new memory into your prefrontal cortex, the memory of your future. Repeat I am riches 200 times. Let the vibration penetrate your eyes. In the 3 a.m. silence, your word is law. You are assuming the state of the word made flesh. The all-seeing eye is clear. The shepherd is moving. Your life is becoming the riches you speak. The 200 pulse signal. Your prefrontal cortex is a lighthouse. Every repetition of I am wealth is a pulse of light. 200 pulses. In the dark of 3 a.m., your signal is seen by the all-seeing eye. You are broadcasting the frequency of abundance. The shepherd is responding to your signal, guiding your ship into the harbor of infinite riches. Your cup is filling with every breath. The logos saturation. Saturate your eyes with the meaning of wealth. Direct it into the frontal lobe. 200 repetitions are the drops of water that fill the bucket. Between 3 and 4 a.m., the bucket overflows. You have assumed the meaning, the frequency, and the state. The all-seeing eye sees only the word. The shepherd leads you into the reality of that word. You are. This is the 200th repetition. Your prefrontal cortex has adjusted. Your focus is locked. You are the I am. Your word is wealth. In the silence of 4 a.m., the transformation is complete. The vibration is permanent. The all-seeing eye is wide open, and the Lord as your shepherd is now walking you through the gates of your new, abundant reality. It is finished. To keep your prefrontal cortex highly oxygenated and your mind in the theta state, the gateway to the subconscious, during the 3 a.m. window, use the 4-4-8 rhythmic breathing technique. This specific rhythm ensures the brain remains alert enough for the 200 count focus while keeping the body deeply relaxed for the vibrational shift. The 4-4-8 breathing technique for 3 a.m. repetition. Inhale, 4 seconds, breathe in slowly through your nose. Direct your attention to your forehead. Imagine the oxygen is lighting up the prefrontal cortex, making it bright and receptive. Hold, 4 seconds, hold the breath gently. In this silence, mentally state your word, wealth. Feel the meaning of the word being absorbed into the brain tissue. Exhale, 8 seconds, exhale slowly through pursed lips. This is when you repeat your phrase. Try to fit 2 to 3 repetitions into this long exhale. I am wealth. I am wealth. I am wealth. Why 8 seconds? A long exhale triggers the vagus nerve, lowering resistance and allowing the vibration to sink deeper into the all-seeing eye. Why this works for your challenge: hyperoxygenation. The prefrontal cortex requires significant glucose and oxygen to maintain focus intentions. This breathing ensures the prefrontal cortex doesn't fatigue before you hit the 200 repetition mark. The shepherd's rhythm: by slowing your breath, you synchronize your heart rate with your words. You are moving from the hustle of seeking wealth to the still waters of assuming wealth. Psalm 23. Carbon dioxide balance. Holding for 4 seconds slightly increases CO2, which actually dilates the blood vessels in the brain, allowing the word to penetrate the neural pathways more effectively. Implementation tip: use a set of 100 or 200 beads. On every long exhale, move 2 or 3 beads. By the time you finish the circle, your prefrontal cortex will have adjusted to the new frequency, and the 3 a.m. window will have served as your biological and spiritual womb.